Coming up on News 8 at 10, the American hostages reportedly headed for Syria.
Financier Wes McKinney out of jail, but on certain conditions.
And Congress looking into the Air Lex fireworks explosion.
In sports, the top seeds continue to roll on at Wimbledon. We'll have today's highlights.
And in the weather, if you enjoyed today's, you'll love this weekend.
Also tonight, the dangers of crash dieting.
And another try for a track. Also ambitious plans for Tulsa International. Join us next for News 8 at 10.
For Peyton Place, Saturday night at 10:30.
From KTUL TV in Tulsa, Rick Hull, Rhea Blakey, meteorologist Don Woods, and John Walls on sports. This is News 8 at 10.
Good evening. Financier Wes McKinney out of jail tonight.
We'll have that story coming up on News 8. But first, in just a matter of hours, the hostages should be on their way back to Syria. According to reports from government information sources in the Syrian capital of Damascus, the TWA hostages will arrive sometime tomorrow morning, U.S. time.
To face charges and defend himself, and he has no interest in running anywhere. All this from the same man who disappeared after five.
You don't have to be the early bird to get the worm in Tennessee. All you need now proving so popular that the manufacturing company says 20 more on order.
That just sounds
We've got one in our
gross.
snack room, I think.
And they're calling it spaghetti, folks, so don't try it.
And on that cheery note, we hope you have a great weekend and enjoy the weather. Good night.
Good night.
Nice day.
Also tonight, a personal plea for help by Republic depositors.
A Health Watch report on new blood donors, and if you heard a symphony tonight, don't be alarmed. These stories and more next.
I don't believe you. This is too good to be delivery pizza. This is a restaurant pizza.
Scooter's Pizza Delivery. It's incredibly good, unbelievably fast.
Scooters, yes. Didn't he used to own a restaurant?
From KTUL TV in Tulsa, Rick Hull, Rhea Blakey, meteorologist Don Woods, and John Walls on sports. This is News 8 at 10.
Good evening. A change of command at the state penitentiary in McAllister tonight.
A high incidence of trouble at the maximum security prison has prompted some top-level changes.
Equipment. Night Beat reporter Lauren Farr says the move to eliminate those federal tax credits faces major opposition in the Sooner State.
The sky and consumer
That oil, coal, and natural gas industries have received ongoing tax incentives. They want to know why they can't get the same kind of helping hand.
Lauren, solar energy is one of the fastest growing industries in the state of Oklahoma. How do we compare to other states?
Well, Oklahoma is one of the leaders. There are over 1,000 Oklahomans employed in the industry currently, and more jobs are being added on all the time. The state government does offer a tax incentive. Now that, coupled with the federal incentives, means Oklahomans can currently write off 75% of solar equipment. That kind of tax break is unprecedented, and it's becoming a big target for people looking for ways to raise money.
It means a lot of money to a lot of people. Lauren Farr, thank you. Rick?
A well-established energy giant is taking the heat tonight. Exxon has been ordered to pay more than $2 billion.
Ahead tonight, a look at Oklahoma's youth helping others.
With the hostages homeward bound, what now in Beirut?
Plus an entire neighborhood up in smoke. Stay with us.
KTUL's entertainment and news program, Dayline with Becky Dixon.
8's your place for terrific entertainment every weekday morning.
Since OG... But...
Secretary of State George Shultz says tonight he knows who the hijackers are in Beirut. Shultz told a television interviewer the Reagan administration plans on taking action against the group, but he didn't specify what action. The White House has spelled out a...
...are against the proposed group home. Oklahoma City firefighters won a round in court today. They secured an injunction against the city to change the position on how it designates vacation and overtime for those public servants. Union President Charles Stoner says this morning city leaders told firemen they no longer had the option of choosing their time off. Then late this afternoon, Judge Joe Cannon ordered the city to drop its new policy and work out its dispute with the firefighters union through negotiations.
Terrorism strikes again, in fact 3 times in all today. First in Athens, Greece, police say a car loaded with propane tanks exploded
in space, but not in some classrooms.
Plus 2 emergencies. These stories in tonight's status report. Israel is under an economic state of emergency tonight. The Israeli cabinet debated for 4 hours before declaring the emergency and announced stringent measures designed to help curb runaway inflation. The inflation rate in that country is currently over 450%. Request for emergency assistance coming from San Diego tonight. At least 150 people are homeless there, with dozens of fashionable homes destroyed by wild brush fires today. Only a few minor injuries were reported, but damage is estimated at $5 million. Mayor Roger Hedgecock says it is the most destructive blaze in the city history. He is asking the governor to declare the section a disaster area.
The wall separating church and state is a bit thicker tonight. The Supreme Court has ruled public school teachers may not teach classes in parochial schools. It violates the constitutional guarantee of church-state separation. In a related ruling, justices said federal money can't be used to pay teachers in parochial schools. The government is funding a trip to the heavens for one specially selected teacher on the space shuttle. Today, the field of candidates was narrowed to 10. A NASA spokesman says the semifinalists will spend the next month undergoing medical tests and interviews. We should know which teacher will be the first civilian in space by month's end.
This first night of July should see the end of cloud cover in Oklahoma. Don Woods with a forecast when we come back.
Plus, the search is on for the doll store robber. This week's Crime Stoppers coming up. Brand new week and brand new weather. How about it, Don?
Brand new weather. It isn't going to be gray and rainy tomorrow. It should be a sunny day with temperatures really below normal.
We really didn't get very much today at all. Just a sprinkle or two.
Trace, nothing. And we're starting off July in great shape, but it isn't going to last long. We have a warm-up coming. By the 4th of July, it'll be good and hot. It has to be. That's a tradition. Now, 76 degrees, humidity 76% right now. The winds are calm, the pressure 30-10 and steady. And the high today was 83, the low 67. And look how much cooler we were than the normal of 92 and 71. The record 106 in 1917 and 57 in 1924, and of course only a trace of precipitation, and 351 is the July normal. We're beginning to get into a drier period of the year. A look at our radar shows 5th of July, isn't it? And also 94. Last time that's also Julian Jason Jeffers at Tulsa gets tonight's Gusty, and Gusty's really happy. He's going to be able to sleep good. And here he is in bed, snuggled down with his blanket, because this is one of those nice, pleasant, cool summer evenings when you can sleep good. And here he is making Z's. That's kind of a term for sleeping. Making Z's. Have you ever heard that?
I've heard that, yeah. Like sawing logs.
Right, right, same thing.
Bree and I often
if you're
do.
really heavy into it.
Thank you, Don.
This coming Thursday, the 4th of July, you'll get a chance to see the Starlight Band perform. It has been 38 years since the first group member started.
The market for a doll, beware. The doll you may go to get could possibly be stolen. Officer Paulette Croct has this week's Crime Stoppers.
Sometime after closing Tuesday, May 28th, suspects pried the rear door of the Doll Shoppers Marketplace at 6500 East Pine. They came into the workshop area of the store but took nothing.
Quick, over here! Over here!
From the front of the store, they made several trips, taking a total of 12 handmade dolls. Since then, 6 have been recovered. These have not been returned. One that looks similar to this, a K-Star 117A. Two 16-inch pouties dressed in Western outfits. A Byron self-sculptured doll. It's 19 inches tall. This Steiner 27-inch doll. A 19-inch A&M doll named Fanny. Some are marked inside with Irene's name or the initials IT. The Citizens Crime Commission is offering a $1,000 reward this week for information leading to the arrest and prosecution of the suspect in this crime. Crime Stoppers also pays cash for tips solving other felonies. Just call our 24-hour hotline at 583-2677. For Metro Crime Stoppers and Channel 8, I'm Officer Paulette Croft.
Sports is next. Jack Buns with tonight's Roughnecks play against Houston.
Plus, a look at amazing baseball tricks. Stay with us. John Walls has the night off, but Jack Buns is here with sports.
And a good showing by the Tulsa Roughnecks, but not too many fans showed up once again. Only about 3,000 fans showed up at the most. Tulsa Roughnecks again at home tonight, hosting the Houston Dynamos. Third time, and hopefully it would not be the charm for Houston because Tulsa had won the first two.
Tomorrow on News 8, the latest on two Lawton men convicted in the Geronimo bank murder robberies. A judge is expected to sentence J. Wesley Neal and Robert Grady Johnson to death for that crime. Also, financier Wes McKinney is due back in court tomorrow. We will tell you why. Plus, Gail Pennybacher takes a closer look at how to avoid getting taken to the cleaners. Join us for these stories and more tomorrow on News 8 at 5, 6, and 10.
Don, nice day tomorrow.
Great day. Great. It's going to be 88 degrees, partly cloudy. A very fine day for July the 2nd.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat it with a stick.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow.
Good night.
From KTUL TV in Tulsa, Charles Ely, Carol Lambert, Bob Hauer, meteorologist Don Woods, and John Walls on sports. This is News 8 at 5.
Good evening. A triple murder shocks an Oklahoma community.
Edmond is a relatively quiet suburb of Oklahoma City, but tonight residents and authorities are asking why.
Of state regulation of tribal enterprises. The ruling involves tax-free smoke shops and Indian bingo parlors. Indian enterprises across the country are governed by tribal and federal, but not state law. Gary Bean of the Creek Nation Bingo Parlor in Tulsa said the Soviet news agency TASS confirms that President Reagan will meet Mikhail Gorbachev in Switzerland this November. The two leaders will also have a meeting in the United States. Almost 8 points at 1326.39. Trading was active with over 98 million shares trading hands.
Commuters are finding it easier to get home across.
Still to come on News 8 at 5, what has air, sugar, and is chock full of preservatives?
And on tonight's Health Watch, we'll meet some brave children learning about life.
Just a decade ago, the odds were against children with cancer, but these days more than half win their
been right back in 1930. And junk food or no junk food, a lot of Twinkies are eaten by everybody, not just little kids. Big kids like them too. Al Hinkle, News 8.
I think the finger painting method has to take the cake.
I saw some of it back there, as a matter of fact.
Exactly.
Coming up next, Don Woods with a sparkler of a forecast, nothing to wet your fuse.
And Bob Hauer has a waiting child to light up our lives. Sparkler of a forecast sounds very promising, Don Woods.
Good looking holiday for us?
Yeah, for me, I don't know about you, you ate all the Twinkies before I got to work.
You could have had mine. Well, I'm not that crazy about them.
Okay, just hang on to it next time.
Okay, Don. The waiting child Bob Hauer wants us to meet tonight is a special young man who will need some very special parents. His name is Gregory.
Hi, Bill. Look for a cat here.
Bill Parnell at Tulsa's A-Plus Stables does not rent horses, he boards them, but he was happy to provide an exciting ride for an 8-year-old waiting child.
Waiting for someone with love in their heart to take me and love me and give me a start. Someone to hold
Why do you like horses so much?
Cookies.
Do you always like horses? Well, tell me about it. Why do you like
I've been here, guys.
Huh?
I've been with this guy.
Yeah?
And this. So this.
Yeah. I think your fancy likes you. So
Nobody's perfect, and that includes me.
Gregory requires special education and considerable speech therapy. Right now, his speech is difficult to understand, but understanding loving parents can help that a lot. If you adopt Gregory, you'll not only be giving love, but getting a lot of love in return.
I'm waiting child.
And if you'd like to receive that love, we hope that you'll call the Department of Human Services and ask about Gregory. Not tomorrow, though, because it's a holiday.
I hope Gregory has a happy holiday tomorrow.
I hope he does, too. I'm sure he will.
Bob, what are the odds that he could overcome some of those speech problems?
Well, I can't answer your question medically, but I'm convinced that with loving parents, good environment, much of this can be overcome.
He has a great personality.
Because I've seen it happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
We hope so.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Bob. Next in sports, Titans fall at Wimbledon. John Walls has the latest.
And we'll have a profile of gymnast Bart Connor, actor, athlete, in just a moment.
John Walls in sports, and he's got a lot on the ups and downs of some of our heroes, huh?
Yeah, definitely ups and downs as far as Bart Connor's concerned, because he had that bad spill, you know, Friday night, Oklahoma City at the exhibition. But I guess that's the downside. The upside is that, you know, he's one of America's best, and from right here in the Sooner State. We all like gymnastics anyway, don't we?
Sure.
Sure we do. The past year, 6-4. We'll have the highlights of that. Also, we'll hear from Bobby Witt of the Drillers, who pitches tonight out at County Stadium. It is Mr. Witt's first professional performance in front of the Tulsa fans. He's already thrown for the Drillers. That was on the road. But tonight, OU night, by the way, too, for Bobby Witt and company. If you wear an OU hat or anything with OU written on it, a shirt or whatever, you get in for $1. So good deal there. All out to see Mr. Witt throw his stuff.
Okay. Thanks, John.
Thank you, Jen. Now we go to the newsroom and Rick Hall for a look at what's coming up on News 8 at 6 o'clock. Rick?
Charles, tonight at 6, police plan to crack down on the 4th of July. The vandals. Gene Young will have the story. Rhea Blakey shows us preparations underway for tomorrow night's fireworks extravaganza. Gail Pennybacher has more on Indian business and taxes. And Ken Wells takes us to a bluegrass festival holiday fun. So join us tonight at 6.
Thanks, Rick. And also tonight on News 8 at 10, we'll have some advice for making sure your 4th of July is a very safe one. Join us tonight.
The way they do business after a recent state Supreme Court ruling. I'm Gail Pennybacher. That story coming up.
I'm Gene Young. Tomorrow is the 4th of July celebration in River Parks, but every night seems to be a celebration for vandals in the parks. It's an expensive problem. We'll have a report.
I'm Rhea Blakey. If you think Riverside Drive looks hectic during rush hour, wait till tomorrow when thousands of Tulsans come here for the annual fireworks display. Tonight on News 8, I'll tell you how to make parking a breeze.
From KTUL TV in Tulsa, Carol Lambert, Rick Hull, meteorologist Don Woods, and John Walls on sports. This is News 8 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. There may be some big changes on the horizon for Indians who do business in Oklahoma.
Local tribes are not happy with state Supreme Court decisions that could affect them in a big way. Gail Pennybacher is in the newsroom now with the story. Gail?
Carol, for the first time in U.S. history, a state Supreme Court has ruled that Indian businesses must pay state taxes. The ruling comes from Oklahoma, the state with the
free back and forth across the river, except for the parking that is $1.75. So whatever you do, come on out, have a good time, and try and get here early because parking is going to be a hassle.
Okay, Rhea, I don't know if you can hear me with a jet going over, but how about a tip? Where do you think the best view of the fireworks will be?
I've got it right here. The fireworks will actually be launched at the 21st Street Bridge behind me. If you come here to the amphitheater, and be sure and come early, you will get a special treat. You'll be able to see this. I'm hoping that you're looking at video of a band that will be here tomorrow. They are the Starlight Band. They'll be here beginning at 8 p.m. tomorrow, and you'll want to get down as soon as possible. They start at 8, then they end at 9:30 tomorrow evening, and then the fireworks begin at 9:40 tomorrow. So try and come down early. You can see the band, the fireworks, everything everything from here at the amphitheater. And I tell you, spit it out. Be sure and bring your portable air conditioner. Trust me, it is hot.
I'm sure it is, and I'm sure the show will leave them speechless.
Yes.
Still to come, saving early is nothing new. When to start may be a surprise.
And it's a new era for the JCs. We'll have that story next when News 8 continues.
Behind closed doors.
We got to the point where he would stick his knife at my chest and said that he was going to cut my throat.
Half of all Tulsa wives are battered women. Join Gilda Unruh for an encore performance of Lead Story, Behind Closed Doors, Friday at 7:30, only on Channel 8.
One year ago today, the Supreme Court ordered the JCs to accept women members. Much of the net and roadblocks give way to right-of-way. That's next on News 8 at 6.
I'd like to go into something related to computers, maybe banking. I'd like to be a lawyer or an engineer.
Don't gamble with their future. Support education in Oklahoma. Hi,
See the Sooner State in your Chevrolet, a hard-working Chevy truck.
Traffic's flowing a little easier across the south side of Tulsa.
There's supposed to be a festive time, but when a family is looking for a missing child, the celebrations turn to heartache. Tonight, we are asking your help to help us find another missing child.
This is Charlotte June Kinsey. She disappeared nearly 4 years ago from the state fairgrounds in Oklahoma City. She and a companion have not been heard from since. Charlotte would be 16 today. She has blonde hair, blue eyes, silver caps on some lower teeth, and a small scar under her left eye. News 8 is on the lookout for Charlotte June Kinsey. If you have seen her, please call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-843-5678. They'd like to help Charlotte find her way home.
The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is just one of many groups dedicated to finding the thousands of missing youngsters.
Still to come, what could be more American, as Don Wood says, for the 4th of July than a bluegrass festival? We'll take you to one.
And John Walls has the story of a whipping at Wimbledon. Sports is next.
John Wall's back with us tonight, and John, I guess it would be fair to say the other big John got dethroned today.
Yes, he did. The Mac attack takes a back seat today, I guess.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Hey, man, it's my pleasure. You love that? Love it. I wasn't sure what to expect. It's fun, though, I tell you. Yeah, that was nice. They come again. Woo!
Larry says regardless of your problem, you should never give up. He hasn't, and you can see the results.
All right. Ah, it's great.
Sam Jones, traveling to country, Muskogee.
Isn't he something?
Oh.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, a little toe-tapping music.
And on that little bit of picking and grinning, we'll get on out of here, partners, and see you all back at 10.
Have a nice evening.
And
Good
a great
night.
4th of July. Good night.
Coming up next on News 8 at 10, a motive found in a triple grocery store murder.
State lawmakers considering a fair housing law that discriminates.
And Indian leaders say they stand to lose millions if the state steps in.
Sports, former OU star Bobby Witt made his professional debut in Tulsa tonight on the mound for the Drillers.
And summer heat will meet us here for the 4th.
Also tonight, a summer camp for some very brave Oklahoma children.
Fires still raging tonight in California.
And we'll tell you a sure way to avoid injury tomorrow. Join us next for these stories and more.
From KTUL TV in Tulsa, Rick Hull, Rhea Blakey, meteorologist Don Woods, and John Walls on sports. This is News 8 at 10.
Good evening. Mixed reaction tonight to the idea of the state taxing Indian bingo operations and other tribal enterprises.
In an unprecedented mood of disbelief hangs over Los Angeles tonight, as well as a lot of smoke. A flash fire destroyed at least 65 homes in one neighborhood have made the firefighters' job very difficult. A firestorm of threats from Lebanon tonight, the Islamic National Court, if the U.S. carries out the action.
For that matter, Rick, one good turn deserves another. Tonight, U.S. Attorney General on News 8, if you're going to River Parks, we'll tell you the best place to park tomorrow.
And we'll also take a look at fireworks hazards and how to make sure the holiday is a safe one.
But next, a Health Watch report on brave kids learning about summer life. Stay with us.
Has any new AMC, Jeep, Renault, or Mazda at Bennett Lister in Muskogee?
Just a buck? The kid really is nuts.
Now, like a Jeep Cherokee that lists for $11,725, our price is $9,800.
See what I mean?
That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard.
Or the Jeep CJ7 that lists for $86.79, at Bennett Lister it's only $69.90. Doc? Doc?
Beep, beep, beep. Mr. Muskogee.
Just a decade ago, the odds were against children with cancer, but these days more than half win their battles. Through the generosity of others, some Oklahoma children with cancer are getting a valuable lesson, a lesson in living. Health Watch specialist Marilyn McCain has that story.
This camp is like most. The kids swim, hike, and canoe, and yet it's different. For these children can teach us something special about living.
Series, Bob Hauer wants us to meet a young man with special problems who will need very special parents. His name is Gregory.
Hi, Bill. Look what I got here.
If you think you would like to adopt Gregory and would like to learn more about him, please call the Department of Human Services after the 4th of July weekend.
Still ahead tonight, making sure your 4th is a safe one.
But up next, Don Woods with the holiday weather.
And an update on the Oklahoma wheat harvest. Prices are down. Mr. Woods is keeping an eye on the weather for us tomorrow. How about it?
Summer weather, Rhea. Real summer weather.
4th of July. What you doing, Don?
Working. Like you.
Me too,
Rhea.
yeah.
Oh, I'll be off.
Oh, golly, Rhea, good. Go
Yeah.
down there and watch the fireworks.
Glad one of us is.
But stay cool. It's going to be hot. In fact, the temperature is going to be up around 93 tomorrow and lots of sunshine. No chance of showers until tomorrow night, so be prepared for some good warm weather.
John tells me the Drillers game is about to wrap up. It's in the 9th. How's it going?
Well, they've got a rally going. They're going to need it, too. Down 3-zip as it stands right now. It was OU night out at the stadium tonight, the Drillers promotion. Yes, they were.
What fireworks tomorrow, Don?
It's going to be sunny and hot, a typical 4th of July, Rhea. 93 degrees. Oh, 83, I wish. 93 degrees.
Okay, thank you, Don. And finally tonight, we hope you do enjoy the holiday season tomorrow. We would also like to take just a moment to urge you to be very careful with any fireworks that you may be setting off tomorrow night. They are fun to watch, but they can be very dangerous. We hope that you enjoy your 4th of July. It is a holiday after all. Please be careful and make it a safe one. We would also like to mention that people who set off their own fireworks tomorrow at Riverside Park, we are told, will be fined $50. So watch it if you're out there.
That's right.
Yeah.
But here is also a tip to make sure that your visit to River Parks is easier tomorrow. There is limited parking. It will be available at 2 basic locations. Both sides of Riverside Drive at 31st Street will be hassled.
Yeah, avoid the traffic.
Can we run that by one more time?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. That is our report on News 8 at 10. Thank you for joining us.
Good night.
From KTUL TV in Tulsa, Becky Dixon, Carol Lambert, and meteorologist Travis Meyer. This is News 8's Dayline.
year, millions of Americans are, of course, taking the day off to celebrate Independence Day this 4th of July. Good morning, and thanks for joining us once again. Today, all across the country, friends and families will gather together to do. Still to come on Dayline, Travis Meyer with his hot 4th of July forecast. Then a little later, Travis will be back with his one-of-a-kind homemade ice cream, so stay with us. Welcome back once again. All you have to do is step outside this morning to tell that it's going to get hot as a firecracker today, but we'll let Travis give us the other details, if there are any other ones.
Well, Becky, you said just about the whole forecast
Hot.
there. Yeah. In northeastern Oklahoma, well, just like a July 4th is supposed to be, it is the way it looks, Shel.
That's the way it looks. The green blob in Kansas, that must be that complex meteorological terminology, right?
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, right. Good to be back, Travis.
All right.
Haven't seen you in a while.
That's right.
You look good, though.
Thanks.
Thank you. Well, a little bit more news now. You may not hear them now, but just a little bit later, the air will be filled with the sizzle of sparklers and the popping of firecrackers. Fireworks, of course, are a traditional part of 4th of July festivities. News 8's Leanne Taylor is standing by live now at a local fireworks stand. Good morning, Leanne.
Hi, Al. You know, most people don't realize that...
Leanne looks like she's having a good time, doesn't it? If you will be visiting the river parks today, here's a little tip to make some parking easier. Limited parking will be available at Drive at 31st Street will be used as lots. And on the West Bank, you can park at the Old West Playground near the 21st Street Bridge or just across the road at the City Maintenance Garage. Other parking will be available on both sides of the river, but you may want to take the shuttle bus from the Civic Center Parkade and save yourself some hassles. And just a reminder, Riverside Drive will be closed at 3:30 this afternoon.
We celebrated the 4th of July with a one-of-a-kind version of homemade ice cream. Now, of course, that's the perfect ending for any Independence Day celebration. The recipe was so good, and we got so many requests for it that we've brought back by popular demand our very own Travis Meyer and his plain vanilla ice cream. It may be plain vanilla, but it is rich, because I remember my mother said 12 eggs in Travis's ice cream. A dozen eggs, though, that's right. That's right. How we begin. All right, now you've already started here, Travis. Let's take a look at what you've done so far.
Now, last year, I want to remind everybody, I said a bucket of eggs. I was nervous at the time because it was the first time I was ever making it.
He's gotten his
Everything's
act together,
fine this year.
Now.
Yeah.
1 dozen eggs.
Okay, when we start off, now, first of all, we want to make sure that people go out and, I mean, you have to find your ice cream freezer first, because a lot of people just store it away and say, oh, let's don't do that.
They put it in the attic.
Yeah. And
get it out
like
the day
that.
before the 4th of July.
Yeah, so just come on and bring it in, or get it out, and just get your pencil and paper and get ready, because this is a great ice cream. As Mom says, when you're eating ice cream on July 4th, who cares if it's fattening?
That's right.
all I'm going to say.
We deserve one day.
All right, to start off with, what we have done is you have to take a dozen eggs to start off with, and of course...
And we'll take a look ahead to next week. Mr. Food will help us celebrate 4th of July, and we'll come back with Travis. Of course, we're not the only ones celebrating.
Birthday, America. May we all keep saying, ooh, it's so good.
And what you're looking at now is the finished product for Travis's ice cream, and being the patriotic gentleman that he is, he's added blueberries and red strawberries. Travis, have a very happy 4th of July.
Thanks,
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Coming up tomorrow on Dayline, recording artist Sammy Smith, and we hope all of you have a very happy and a very safe 4th of July holiday.